Hey guys, welcome back to a very quick video. I'm just making this on behalf of Sluwshy, who asked how my automatic potato farm works. So I thought I'd give a quick tutorial, a little tutorial, as to how to build this thing, what it does, etc, etc. So first things first, the actual farming mechanism is quite simple. You drop down this one slot, you farm down to the end. Usually I'd be farming a lot slower, you're farming at angles, you do want to make sure you're mining everything at once. Drop down to this one at the end, keep farming, run back to the other side, drop down again, etc, etc, etc. And then you keep going all the way down to the bottom. You can put in an exit here. I just have it so that this little bottom path there bleeds into the water, and then I will aspect the void out the top if I have to. But essentially, to build this farm, all you're really going to need... Oh, let me sell those potatoes real quick. All you're really going to need is cobblestone, dirt, and water. As it goes, things I would also recommend. The Hoe of Greatest Tilling, which you can get from Anita, is very useful. Alongside the Basket of Seeds, which is this thing right here, again from Anita. I would recommend people store it in their personal vault, just because it's kind of like a backpack, except if I were to go into my actual backpacks and try and put this in, then you'll see it says you can't put this item again. I believe it's to do with the dupe glitch that was there a little while back, but I digress. So what you want to do is build 5 blocks of dirt out. That is 4 blocks of dirt. 5 blocks of dirt out. Extend this essentially as far as you want your farm to go. Obviously, the longer it is, the more crops it will give you. I find that this one segment from top to bottom is about 15 layers. Is about half of an infinite farm. So 2 of these or twice the length will probably do. I'm just extending this platform so that you can see my water is there and my water is there. The important thing is that you want to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 blocks in the middle, because Minecraft default water spreading will go for 4 blocks. So as long as that is all perfect, we'll then want to hoe all of that. The reason we want to do the hoeing before the water, you can also plant seeds as well. Actually, I've got some potatoes in here. Oh, we actually do need to get more potatoes. We've just immediately sold them, we'll have to buy them back. But the reason you want to plant them all now is because if you already put in the water, and I made this mistake when I was building my first farm, then when you click there, if I had a block, say I had this block mined out and there was water, if I tried to use the seeds, it would only do those 2 and wouldn't continue. So I would recommend doing all the hoeing and the planting of seeds and stuff first. That is the wrong one. There we go. Anyway, we'll finish this up quickly. We'll get you, we'll get you, we'll get you. Then beneath this one, we'll want to have a platform running along here until the last block of dirt, this one right here, we'll want to destroy it on one of the 2 sides, not both. I would also recommend having a wall here, because otherwise you will just end up running off your farm. So let me quickly build that down by a few layers, build that one up by a few layers. We'll do the same on this side, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh. Okay, let me quickly get rid of these real quick. Don't use the builder's one like that. I'd actually recommend using the builder's ruler, just because the builder's ruler lets you pick which line you want to build. That's how I got this nice prismatic light with the glass in between, is I would alternate between using about a stack and a little bit of glass, and then we go 1, 2, 3, and that would build the layers in order, which is very, very nice. How many blocks you'll need to be able to use the builder's wand on that depends on how far you want your farm to go. But then obviously the player is 2 blocks tall, so we will come down 2 blocks from this cobblestone, and then we want to build our next layer. There we go, and again this is going to go up to the wall. So if I just quickly build this one out and then extend it down, it will come up to the wall, 1 block, 1, 2, and then we'll continue this way. You can either build them kind of as you go, or you can just build this like cobblestone maze structure. This will finish infinitely, 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 for as far up or down as you want your farm to go. Once you've got this cobblestone layer in, you want to come around the back here, place dirt so it is 1 block above the platform you're going to be standing on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then again you can come into this thing, use your Hoe of Tilling, there we go, use your Basket of Seeds, plant all this stuff. Oh, it's actually being aggregated by the water. over there. Is aggregated the right? I'm going to assume aggregated is the right word. Anyway, so you'll keep doing this. You'll go down and down and down. Well, I'll build one more layer just to make sure everybody gets it. So you extend that out to the side, and then we'll meet the wall with it. Oh, okay. This is definitely use a builder's ruler rather than a builder's wand. Otherwise, you are going to keep doing the same mistake that I've just been making there when it comes to trying to extend everything downwards. But we'll have this platform come to the end, and then again, we'd have it drop down by 2. So that's kind of your basic framework, is cobblestone wall, line of cobblestone, 2 block gap, line of cobblestone, 2 block gap, and then you want to go either side, bam, 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 as if you were trying to make some kind of marble run. Then you have your dirt platforms here. Once you've got those dirt platforms, as I say, making sure there is an 8 block gap between. So you can either do your first water in the corner, or you can do your first water 5 blocks in. As it goes, mine's 2 blocks here, but that's just because I'm making sure I line up with my water that's over this side. I will also quickly just place 1 block beneath you. I'd recommend just making these go down to bedrock, essentially. But just so I don't flood the rest of my farms, we'll do 1 of you here, come over to this water, or if I was building it manually, I'd go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Mine down to the bottom here. Again, I'll stop the water from flooding. Grab yourself either a regular bucket, but it will be faster if you can use the magical water one, which is 3 iron and 1 enchanted ice. That will all fall down, and that will give all of your crops the water that they need. Drop down from the top here if you've got yourself a roof. If you don't, then just come and stand on the side that doesn't have the block missing. Potato hoe, run to the far end, drop to the bottom, run to the far end, drop to the bottom, and keep going with that one for as many layers as your farm goes down. As I said, this one farm here that's 15 tall is about half of what I would consider infinite. But one of the main advantages of the garden is that if you build it in a plane that's in line with another one, if I were to come back to my central garden hub down here, so we'll go to the desk, rather, we'll go to configure plots, potato plots, and I will hit save preset as potato farm infinite, infinite, yes. Then I would go to my wheat and I would to click on paste for that one, my wheat farm being the one that is in line. Then you'll see here it will start to duplicate this farm. It doesn't keep the crops in there, but it does keep the tilled soil and stuff, which is very, very useful. If you do plan on making multiple layers, as I say, it might be worth putting in the water last after you've duplicated your layers. Just because if I were to come down this side and try and plant these seeds in here, then you'll see it will only go as far... Okay, you can't place it while it's pasting, but it will only come as far as this water, which means in practice I'll have to go place, paste, 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 then come through to the next water thing, and then go paste, 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 paste. It's not too much extra work, so if you do just want to take the extra 5 or 10 minutes to do that, then that's fine. But once you've done this one, were I to break this block, I would be able to combine the 2 farms together so that I would be able to keep running, run through this whole farm, then go down to this layer, then go sideways. Again, I would be able to paste it onto this plot and onto that plot over here. So now we've got 4 in a row, and obviously the less time you spend falling down, the more long ways that you run, the more efficient that your farm will be. My personal plan is I'm going to have one of these for potato, and then one of these for wheat, one of them for carrot, one of them for obviously different farm layout, but for pumpkin, for melon, etc, 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 and then just paste 4 in a row and combine them all, because I'm hoping that that will give me infinite farms of all of the crops that I need, and I will still have all of the rest of my plots for these farms, which I just think look quite nice. So hopefully that explained all you need to know. If you do have any questions, then feel free to either message me on Discord or drop them in the comments, and hopefully I will see you again in another stream. Bye guys!